Mandla, comrades, umuntu ucela ukubonga ekutheleni kwazile ukufika. Vela sifika in terms of numbers okwamanje. Ngoba understand ukuthi kusayi pre-trial conference. Makuye pre-trial kusuke kuzosho nje ukuthi hayi mina ngifisa ukumbopha. Hayi vele ngizombopha. Mina ngiyafisa ukumbopha. So ngakabi icala ukuthi seliyaqulwa sekungena kulona. Kodwa futhi comrades ngibonge nabameli abakwazile ukuthi bafike bezo assist. Badlale i-role enkulu kakhulu ukuthi bakwazi ukumela. Ngoba lapha noma ngathiwa iqiniso likhona bayakwazi ukuthi badlale kumthetho. Isidingo singekho. So ukufika kwabameli nokuthi nani nibe khona kukwazile ukuthi kunqinise idolo. Sisazobuya ke sesibuya kahle bese kuyoqala icala ke sebesapha ngisho nanonqamalala khona ukuthi befike iziqu zakhe. Sithe akangezi manje amosha isikhathi ngoba kusadlalwa nje kusasa kuyadlalwa akukenziwa kahle icala kuqulu siyaqula ke next year. But into engifuna ukuyisho on record comrades, la we are not in a criminal case. Never ever in one day doubt uBonkosi Khanyile. Never in one day doubt what we stood for. When we said President Zuma must not be arrested in a thuggery manner. I'm confirming in public. I went around campaigning for Zuma's release, not looting. Something that those old people are not saying there, especially that old guy. He doesn't tell you that they sent police to go harass my mother, to go harass my sisters. They were looking for a stolen property. They couldn't even identify even a teaspoon that was stolen. Because our campaign to say President Zuma must be released, it was not a looting campaign. Looting became something which was parallel to the campaign of President Zuma's release. Yes, I can admit that the campaign also had some, it also had some impact because others, they were able to infiltrate the entire campaign and use it for their own hooliganic activities and loot and destroy property. You cannot arrest an old man, a former president, without appearing into court. When you are in a legal fraternity, the Criminal Procedure Act is the basic thing that you ought to do. Even if I can kill this brother in front of all of you here, and I go home, no police vans are going to just come with a sentence from home and send me to jail. You first have to come and appear. In court. You are also guaranteed a right to representation. You are asked whether you plead guilty or not guilty. You are then undergo a trial. Then you are sentenced. Because the Constitution says all of us were equal under the law. You don't say because he's a former president and he failed to appear in a committee. Now you can, in a commission, now you can make laws which are not in line with the Constitution. I can tell you, President Zuma never appeared in court. They sent vans and took him from French, fetched him in Nkandla, and they sent him to jail. Our question and our argument was saying, if they can do that to President Zuma because it's not their favorite, imagine what they are going to do to you, my sister. If they can present dictatorial tendencies that if we disagree with you, we can actually bend the law and do as we please, it means we are going straight to be in the conditions of Uganda, where if the president doesn't like a specific individual, they can send vans and arrest a person without trial. We had to stand up as conscious activists and say no to this. I did that myself. There were people of Indian origin. I want this to be on record. There are people of Indian origin who murdered and massacred more than 300 black bodies. 300 black bodies. Yeah, when they attend in the court, they don't have bail conditions. I'm literally made a hooligan in this country that every week I must go and sign. Yet when I was in Fismasfole at the age of 19, 20, 21, I never evaded trial. They even sentenced me to 3 years under house arrest. I served that sentence. I came back. Today I'm the accused. They say I was responsible for the murder of 300 people. I'm responsible for the damage of property because of my activism. I must sign every week. Yet the people who killed people, they are still attending trials. Some of them, they are free. They don't sign any week. Why? Because they are Indians. I'm black. And if you are black, you are a potential criminal according to those who are sentencing us here. Because our revolution has not changed. The attitude even of the prosecutor there in my case, this is on record, he must go file papers and said I must be sentenced. His attitude is regressive. It's not an attitude that was supposed to be imported in a democratic dispensation. You can't say all of us, we know that there's a problem in N3. I'm in Johannesburg. I make means that I come into the case. You stand up as an old person, with a normal intellectual, with a normal brains, and we are degreed. You say, no, this guy undermines the court, this guy doesn't respect the court. You perpetually paint a picture of a wrong picture. We cannot allow that. Those days of Indians treating our fathers and our mothers as nothing as in the land of our forefathers are over. We're going to challenge a bad Indian attitude, whether in court, whether in a toilet, whether in a shibin, whether at church. If you want to behave in a regressive attitude that does not comply with the democratic principles, we're going to challenge you. And if that means we must go to jail, we must be prepared to go to jail. If literally it means that we must go to jail, we must go to jail. The very same guy, when I was young, he said using a slingshot against the police officer, a slingshot is dangerous. Painted me literally as a hooligan. When police officers were heavily armed against us and I used a slingshot, he said I was a criminal. Him. And the head of prosecutors here, which was called Rochelle. They did that, sustaining lies using the law. As activists, our responsibility, comrade, you must never get coward. You must not even be scared. Even in the midst of intimidation, you must never surrender. Because you know that the truth will remember you. When the law becomes unjust, resistance becomes the duty. It's no longer optional. We must confront them militarily. He's crying now like a baby here. He says, I was offended. I'm hurt. Who's more hurt than a black child that I must sign every week because of him? Who's more hurt when I come late? I make all means that I arrive in court. Comrades, they come without a petrol. They come and go and fetch me to come and appear in court. He stands up and say, this one undermines the court of law. Because you are hell-bent at painting this thing, which is black, as a person who is unprofessional. Because in their eyes, even no matter how educated we are still treated like perpetual children, even if we are old. I can tell you I'm far more smarter than that old man. I'm far smarter. I have 2 qualifications on cum laude. 2 of them. 2 of them. I studied law at Wits University. He never went to Wits. He can't go to Wits. He will never go to Wits. He doesn't have cum laude, yet he was studying at the apartheid where he had the privilege of going to school because he was an Indian and our fathers couldn't go to school. But still under harsh conditions, I was able to pass more than him. Now he's not going to abuse me. Because they are used to treating black people who are criminals as nothing else. I stayed in prison for more than 8 months, 2 months others, 6 months others. The manner in which they treat prisoners, you become a baby. You become a baby, your rights, they are non-existent. They treat you like that when you are inside. They even treat you like that. You must just come here and see when they are appearing in court. They can't even talk for themselves because they are made to feel like nothing else. So I'm saying, comrade, when we resist because you are also going to go to jail at some stage. If you are true to yourself, some of you are going to jail. No matter what happens, never apologize. Never say I'm sorry when you are saying that this is an injustice done to you. Stand for it. If you can go to jail for 10 years, 20 years, I'm prepared to be sentenced. Literally, I'm prepared for any decisions that I can come out here. If they're able to say I must sign until next year, I'm not going to attend anything here, but I must sign every week until next year. It means already I'm in jail. Already I'm sentenced before the actual sentencing. And they're doing that deliberately because they know that there's no case against me. Already I'm serving, already I'm a criminal. Every week I must go and sign to them and report that I'm still here to the police officers. Why? When I never run away from a case when I was 19 years old, why should I run it in my mid-30s when I'm now old, brave, more educated and smart? Why would I run away now? No, it's because you are black. Even if you are rich, even if you are educated, to them you are treated like a perpetual child. That is why they can't even respect Cyril Ramaphosa with his billions. He goes down and bow down to a white man who is nothing just because he's white. So as young revolutionaries, comrades, what I want from you from today is that you must never be scared. They can take me for 10 years for this case. I'll come back either worse or I'll come back as the same. Because I know that other comrades who were like us, they were sentenced to death. Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu, when he was sentenced to death, when they asked him, what are your last words? He said, my blood will nourish the trees that will bear the fruits of freedom. Tell my people that I love them. They must continue to fight. Now, why should we now apologize to some backward Indian person who has taken a deliberate intentions that he must do everything negative to us? Because they hide behind the law. They are hiding behind the law, that you are using the law. But when you look closely, this is an Indian vendetta. The same vendetta they had in 1949. The same vendetta they had in 2021 when they said they are defending a property. Then they killed more than 30 people. The same vendetta that they are using in courts. This court is being turned into a mini Indian kangaroo. This court is turned into a mini Indian kangaroo. Our sisters and brothers are only reduced into becoming legal aid lawyers. Our sisters and brothers are reduced into becoming cleaners in this magistrate court. Our sisters and brothers here, they are reduced into becoming interpreters. When you speak about the head of judge is an Indian. When you speak about the head of prosecution is an Indian. When you speak about those who are fully in charge, they are Indians. And this is the truth that we must be willing to speak, because part of our revolutionary duty is to speak the truth, even if our voice are shaking, even if we're scared, but we must tell the truth. Mandla. 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 Comrades, ngiyacela ningadidikibali, ngiyacela ningasabi, ngiyacela ningathuki. Ngisho kungathiwa angenzeli ninamehlo, ngisho ngathiwa bangishawa 25 years, ngeke ngizisole ngoba mina ngimeli iqiniso la. Mina ngifisa South Africa ngelinye ilanga comrades ishintshe ngokweqiniso. Asikwazi ukuphila kanje sihlale emjondolo. Sihamba ngama public transport. Amandi yadla kahle, abelungu badla kahle. Silositshela ukuthi no, you must behave in a specific manner. Kodwa mawuye eLondon abelungu baphila kahle. Mawuye eNdiya baphila kahle. Ama-Russia aphila kahle. La ithini ilimi. Ngenxa le attitude yokuthi kumele no, we must behave in a specific manner. One day comrades, all of us we shall be free. All of us. But we must take a revolutionary duty that we want to free ourselves. Not today that we are going to fight the struggle of Mandela. Mandela was going in and out of courts. Even us were going in and out of courts. Why? They say you looted. But you went to my house and never find any looted property. Why am I still attending court? People are all over videos who were looting. I was never even on a video looting. Besides on video saying President Zuma must be free. You are trialing me because you have some mini Indian hatred against President Zuma. I'm also a victim of that. I'm not going to stand for that, me. Not going to stand for that. Over my dead body. Over my dead body. These people here, the magistrates, the prosecution, they must begin to do justice when they are practicing the law. They must stop serving narrow Indian hatred against black people. Because once the law is broken, once the law becomes unjust, the defiance against the law becomes our perpetual and our responsibility duty. One day, if they continue to do like this, we'll begin to never even recognize this court. Exactly like Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe said, no bail, no fine, no defense, serve, suffer, sacrifice. I'm not going to be tried by European court in the African land. We'll begin to speak that language. Because the truth says, I'm not responsible for looting. Why am I here? If I was under the king, somewhere in Ghana, under the king, somewhere in Ulundi, they would have called the community. This case was going to support to be long gone. Because there the truth still prevails. Here they speak as if speak English, as if they're speaking something serious. You know, if you have never studied law, they can intimidate you. As if there's some general procedure. A guy who speaks the lies, who says I'm undermining the court, when I confront him, he says I'm hurt, I'm being under attack. What is an attack about telling you that there's no honor in how you carry yourself, there's no dignity, there's no respect? You're an old person, have dignity, have respect, because respect is earned. I'm not going to respect a racist Indian character. I'm not going to respect that Indian hiding behind the law. N3, today as I speak in N3, there's a mother who died because of the snow. There's a mother who died in that N3 because of the snow. They all know about that. If I arrive late, I now disrespect the law. Because if you are black, you are always an accused, a criminal. You are always someone who must go against the law. You're not going to submit to that thing. Not today, not tomorrow, not in hell. If saying that, it means they must add years on the years that they want to give me. They must gladly add it. It's fine. But I know there will be a generation in the next years that will look up to us and say enough is enough. We're not going to be reduced into becoming perpetual children by these Indians who think that this is a mini Indian cabal that must reside over here. Amanda! Yes.